Hey guys, this is Taylor from New Initiative Program over at SPC, and I will be going over how to do ATI remediation and then a couple tips on how to score better on your ATI proctored exam. So to start, we're going to talk about why you are doing ATI remediation. So you did not score high enough or reach a high enough level on your proctored ATI exam, so now you are needing to remediate. And I know it may just feel like busy work when you first start. However, it is not busy work. What you're doing is creating a personalized study guide to then do better on each ATI proctored exam. And then by the end, score well on your EOP. EOP, some of you may or may not know this, is the end of program exam. So this is a cumulative final that you will take at the end the nursing program after level 4, right after level 4. And this is a cumulative final. So it's everything the last 2 years you just learned in nursing school. And it's ATI based. It's 150 questions. And then at the end of it, you will get a normal score, like an 88 or something like that. But then it will also give you a probability score of how you will do on your NCLEX, like a 90% chance of passing the NCLEX on the first time, or a 95% chance of passing the NCLEX on the first time. So for SPC, they look at that probability score, not your actual score. They look at the probability score. And for SPC, you need at least a 90% for them to move your records onto the boards for you to be approved to take your NCLEX. So that's why doing well on ATI is important. I know leading up to it, it doesn't really affect your grades in levels 1, 2, 3, 4. However, at the end, the ATI and EOP does decide whether or not you're going to go and take your NCLEX. So ATI remediation is a little different for every level. So make sure to sit with your chair, your professor, and go over those details. But for all levels, after your ATI and you get your score a little bit before you start doing your ATI remediation, you need to sit down and create an action plan and go over the details that you need to technically remediate, and then you can move on. And just basically how you're going to do your ATI remediation if you need to do math, if you need to do Nurse Logic 2.0. And again, you're going to sit down with your professor of your current level to discuss that. Mostly all levels, you do have to redo Nurse Logic 2.0, and that is found in ATI. For your ATI remediation assignment itself, so when you're doing the active learning templates, you need to make them in that format and they must be handwritten. I will show you how to find the active learning templates, which you can print from ATI, but when you fill out the boxes, it has to be handwritten. You can use a notebook instead of printing out the templates. So unless you would like to print them out, you can just fill them out on a notebook like this. And you can, I'll show you how the templates look, but you can have the title and then what you need to fill out and then the other subject line and then fill it out. Level 4, the chair who will be retiring soon, Professor Schneider, she does recommend using a notebook. Color coding the information would be highly beneficial. When you get to levels like 3 and 4, you're going to notice that notes and stuff like that for professors as well as other students are going to be color coded. And I'll show you the most common color code that was that Dr. Daniels uses. I think Dr. Chastain uses as well. So it's a common color code that you're going to see in SPC. If there's something that you are not sure about or that I didn't answer, or if it's specific question about like the active learning template or that question you got wrong on your ATI proctored exam, then reach out to your professor or the chair of your level and they should be able to answer that question. Also, when you initially start filling out your active templates, make sure to get the information from your ATI book. Now, for me, when I did nursing school, we got physical books or paper books, but there are ebooks, and I think that's what majority of you are using now is the ebooks in ATI. So you're going to fill out your active learning template with the ATI books first, and then if you can't find more information or the information you want, then go to your theory book. So I wanted to show you the color coding notes because I had a couple students ask me about that. I didn't start using this till about level 3, but it did help me significantly study and prepare myself for my exams, and I still use it now for my bachelor's. So this is a good color coding system for conditions or diseases. So pink is etiology or pathophysiology. Green is clinical manifestations slash signs and symptoms. Purple is diagnostics, labs, or imaging. Blue is treatments, medications, nursing interventions. So what you're going to do to treat or help that condition. And then red is life-threatening conditions or complications of that system disorder. So now going into ATI, we're going to stop share screen. Okay, so now going into ATI, I'm going to show you how I personally got better at my ATI proctored exams. And for me, I like to do a lot of practice questions. And as you've noticed, ATI asks questions differently than we do in theory class. So it is important to start doing practice questions in ATI so you start getting used to them. So right here, I have my ATI open. I'm under the Improve tab. Go to the Test tab. So you're going to select the Test tab under My ATI. And then right here, I have Type. You can select All. And you can scroll through this and find it as well. Sometimes it's all the way at the bottom. However, something that's easier for me, oh, it's right here. You're going to select under Type. You're going to go Quiz Banks. And then it's right here for you. You're looking for Learning System RN 3.0. And this will allow you to make customized practice questions or practice quizzes. So you're going to select quizzes. And then you can go to dynamic quizzes or standard quizzes. Standard quizzes are already fixed or already made quizzes for that topic. And they're timed and they usually give you the results at the end. However, I like dynamic quizzes because then I can customize the quizzes myself. Again, this is not part of your ATI remediation. This is not mandatory. Again, what I'm showing you is just some tips on how to get better. And this is how personally I got better at my ATI proctored exams. And so the couple days leading up to my proctored exam, I would pull this up and do tons of practice questions. And that's really a big way on how you're going to get better at these ATI exams. So right here, I went to create quiz. So you can be under dashboard and then you can go through to quiz. Right here, it says new custom quiz. So you can select that. Then it's going to upload all the different types of settings you want. So you can do a test mode, which is timed or untimed, and then you can do a study mode. So that's specifically what I would do. The study mode will give you the answer right away and will give you rationales right after you answer that specific question. Then here you can do the question status. So you can select questions that you've already done or questions you haven't seen yet. You can select questions that you got wrong. Difficulty level, you can select hard, moderate, or easy. And then here's the big thing is where you can change the subject. So we can clear all of these subjects and pick the ones that we want to. So say if I'm getting ready for my leadership proctored exam, I'll select leadership. I'll probably do all of them. And then I'll select how many I want to do. So I can start with 10, 20, 50, 40, whatever. However, as I did more practice questions, I would increase the number of practice questions I'm going to do in one sitting. When you get to your EOP is about 150 questions. A lot of your finals are 100 questions. And then when you go to your boards for NCLEX, your NCLEX can be 75 questions or 150, not 150, my bad, 250 questions. So it's very important that you get used to taking a lot of questions in one sitting. And I know that's kind of stressful, but you do have to get yourself prepared for that. And this is how I recommend you doing that, is building it up. So this is, again, not required, not part of your ATI assignment, but I wanted to show this more students on how to get better because a friend of mine showed it to me and it's made a big difference. And it made a big difference in my scores back when I graduated in 2018. So we're going to exit out of this. Make sure we're still on ATI. Good. And now I'm going to show you how to basically start your ATI assignment. There's a couple different pathways that we can do that. I will show you the way that most professors and NIP tutors know how. So you go under My Results, which you probably already know how to do at this point. So you go to My Results tab. Then you select on the proctored assessments or the tests that you need to remediate. You can, so we'll do the adult RN medical surgical right here. and it will pull up your performance. Now, one of the students during the Q&A did tell me about this. If you scroll down and select one of these areas that have the plus sign, like basic care and comfort, she said for them, there was a link built in right here that would bring them to the ebook, to the information they need to fill out for their active template. However, for mine, it does not. I don't know if it's because I did this when it was an older version of ATI, but check it out and see if it'll bring you directly, if that link is there. She said there's a link embedded that will bring you right to the ebook. And so then you would download your report, and then it would download onto your computer. Right here, I already have the report. Make sure I can share this. Okay, so now my report should be up here, and it tells you how you did. Then you're going to scroll down to topics to review. Again, you should just probably print out this document so you can check off through it. So right here is one of the questions I probably got wrong, which is HIV or AIDS, teaching home care. And then it tells me which active learning template to use, which is system disorder. And then I'll show you how to find the templates. But right there is system disorder. So I'll go into that active learning template, fill out that template, all the information that I can that I find in the ATI book, that accordingly, ATI book. And I'll focus mostly on teaching. I make sure to fill out that section for sure. Then I'll do the next one, which is pressure ulcers, and that would be wound care and wound management. So you're going to do this for every portion or every question you got wrong. So there's a couple of them here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, it's going to tell you which active learning template to do. So you're going to do one template for every question or every topic that you missed, okay? So it does say it here in your report. And now I'm going to go ahead and show you where to find your active templates, as well as another way to kind of find it in the ebook. So we're going to close out of here. We're going to go to my ATI. And while this loads, it's going to be up here in this top left corner. These are all your active learning templates. So see how I selected active learning templates? It will pull up all the 8 templates that you can use. So some of them are going to repeat, like you're going to do multiple medication ones. You're going to do multiple basic concept ones. You just do the one that it tells you to do, and you fill out one of them. For level 1, unfortunately, it does not tell you which active template to use. So level 1 for fundamentals exam, you will have to read through what you missed a little bit and then look through the different learning templates and then decide for yourself which active learning template would be appropriate for that. So I know that's a little difficult, but I think it's to help you critically think and figure out which active template to use. So if you get a medication wrong, you're going to do a medication template. If you got something wrong about a disease process like pneumonia, then maybe do a system disorder one. If you got something wrong about a nursing skill, like how to use a walker or something like that, then use a nursing skill. Again, it's going to be up to your judgment. Level 1 people to understand maybe what you got wrong and find the corresponding active learning template to do it. Now, if you have specific questions, reach out to your professor or Professor Newsel, which is the chair for level 1, to figure out exactly which one it would be. So those are your active learning templates. You can print these out and then fill them out as you go, or you can look at them and then copy down the different titles or the different boxes you have to fill out. So right here, instead of printing this out, you could just fill out expected pharmacological action, then fill it out, then therapeutic use, and then fill it out. They just want to see at least probably about a full page of information. You can't just do 1 or 2 words in each box and be done. They want to see that you did read the information, absorb it, and then you wrote it out. And this will help you retain the information. So for that, another way to kind of find this information or to find where to find the ebooks that I just recently found, which would be helpful. I can close this out. There we go. So back to my ATI, go back to my results. Then up here, I'm going to go back to that RN medical surgical 2016, whatever. And then It's going to pull it up. So right here, it says focused review. It'll either be start or continue, but if you want to select focused review, go ahead and do that. This actually condenses what you need and it populates everything there on the left side, what you need to cover, and it pulls it up in the ebook, which is really helpful. So that safety infection control is one of the things I missed. So I'll scroll through and I missed HIV teaching home care. Then I'll go down. It tells me which active learning template to use and it pulls it up right here. And then it will bring up the ebook. So possibly where I'm going to find the information as well. And then it has a couple of videos about it too. So videos help you. That's great. That's really great. So then you're going to go through all of this: basic care and comfort, mobility and immobility, and then pressure ulcers and wounds. So I still suggest printing out the report up here to make sure to cross-check that you get every topic that you were supposed to cover. But from looking through it, it looks like this does condense and have all the links embedded to what you need. And again, this is in the focused review to when you go to results. And again, this is good if you don't have the physical textbook, it brings you right to the ebook that you need. I will also show you how to get to the ebook other than this way. So again, I'm under my results, and then I selected the results, and then I selected focus review. And that focus review is in this right middle section. And this is the same page you're going to download the report that I showed you. And then we're going to go to my ATI, and this is how you're going to find the ebooks on where you're going to find your content to fill out your active templates if you cannot find it, if you don't have a physical textbook or you can't find it in the book. So right here, we are going to do learn, and then under type. So at first you're going to come up to all, and you can search through here. You got your Nurse Logic 2.0, you got your pharmacology made easy, which is really helpful too. Then right here, you have your RN ebook library, and you would select that. I just go up here on type, under all, go to ebooks, and then it has the ebooks right there. I don't know what Ready Set RN is, but for the RN ebook library, you would select that, and it will pull up the newest editions of all the ebooks for ATI. So if you don't have a physical or you don't want to use it, this is available to you as well. And then while I'm here, another way to find that focused review for your ATI remediation, select the tab Improve. And then right here, it pulls it up too. So it gives you your score. You can select results, and then you select study materials. And then it'll bring you again right to this focused review, and it'll say exactly what you need, the active learning template, and bring it up in the ebook, which is really helpful. So let me go ahead and close this on out. So I'm going to show you an example of an active template I already filled out. However, I did type it up so then I can pull it up on my screen. It'd be easier for you guys to read. But keep in mind, you have to hand write these active templates. You can either print them and fill them out and keep them in a binder. You can draw the boxes onto a page and fill them out that way. However, you have to hand write these active templates out. You cannot type them up. You can't copy and paste it. So let me stop share here and make sure share screen. Okay, so you should see a medication active template that I already filled out. So I decided to do digoxin because digoxin is a very common medication you're going to hear about during nursing school. You're going to fill out category, class. And again, this is if I got a question on digoxin wrong and it told me to use the medication template. Then I'm going to go through and fill out each box. Luckily, when you go back and look up the information, it's actually in these titles right here. So 163 for me. So I looked up the digoxin, and then right here, I need to fill out expected pharmacological action. And right here, it even says expected pharmacological action. So now don't copy this word for word. You need to read it, absorb it, and then summarize it and put it into that box and learn from it. Then you're going to fill out therapeutic use. Again, this says therapeutic uses. Then complications. Again, this lists out complications. So you're going to fill out all the boxes, add your information that you know. If there's a box or two that you couldn't find the information for some reason, just because every template may not fit, then that's okay. Again, just don't do 1 or 2 words. Make sure to fill this out and so they see that you did learn from it. Sorry. So right here, nursing interventions, I put the labs that I cover, the vital signs that you absolutely need to check for it, as well as some signs and symptoms of toxicity for digoxin. You're going to hear about that a lot. And then client education. So some of this may be repetitive, especially for medication in the education part, but this is how you're going to learn. And then when you're done with all your active templates, make sure to keep all of them. Make sure to keep all your ATI remediation books or keep it in one spiral book like I would, and then make little tabs for it to find it, because you're going to have to turn it into the next level. And as well as in level 4, they're going to tell you to submit all your scores from ATI at that point, all your ATI proctored exams. And then they're going to ask for your remediation, and they're going to ask you for all of this that you've made. So keep it all through nursing school. And the whole point of that is that so when you go for your EOP, you've now made a giant study guide of anything you've already missed on your ATI proctored exams leading up to your end of program exam. So hopefully this was helpful to you on how to do your ATI remediation assignment, as well as some other tips on how to fill it out and other pathways to find the information. And that will be it. Again, reach out to NIP if you have any questions or problems, or reach out to your professor. Thank you.